Good morning, welcome to it. It is a Monday morning, and we thought we'd throw a little bit of motivation into the mix. A Monday morning motivation, and we're trawling back. I mean, it's that time of the year where we become all reflective and so on, where we look back at the year that was and take into account just some of the cool interviews we've had, some of the incredible people we've spoken to, some of those standout moments,
Playing in these
and
conditions,
you might remember. You might
it's always like
remember
the biggest
the
stage, so
Paralympics.
nerves and
So
all.
20 the 2020 Paralympics that ended up being staged in 2021. We had a Paralympian table tennis star, Theo Cogill, who spoke to us here on Hot Breakfast from our neck of the woods. And this morning I thought we'd reach out to him and just find out how things are going. Theo, good morning. Thanks so much for joining us here again on Hot Breakfast.
Morning, Aidan. Thanks for having me here, and thanks to our viewers.
Yeah, all right. So we're live on all the socials. You can go along, have a look-see. You can see Theo in action at some of the events and so on. Listen, that Olympic or Paralympic dream of yours finally becoming a reality this year, huh?
Yeah, I was so excited when I heard the first time that I actually qualified. It's been some years that we didn't actually qualify. So yeah, great achievement for me and for the table tennis fraternity.
Yeah, and what stands out with your story is in the face of incredible adversity. You know, I mean, it was back in 2011 that your life took a dramatic turn, and almost out of that destruction and despair, out of those ashes rose a different kind of dream. For people who don't know your story, just very quickly run us through it if you don't mind.
Yeah, so I've been a able-bodied player before my accident actually happened.
Hmm.
So yeah, like you said, in 2011, I had a accident where stabbing incident, where I had a stab wound to my neck and to my lower back, which caused a disease called Brown Sequard.
Yeah,
I then stayed away for like I think a year or two, not too sure. And then I just gave myself a go and said, let me try this again. And obviously I was struggling. And then I came across someone who said, you know what, you can actually qualify for para, looking at my disability. And yeah, because I love the sport so much and I've been playing it so long, I thought, why not? And of course, I felt ashamed, coming from able body, moving into disable. It's a big twist, But nevertheless, I went into and I actually qualified to play in para TT10. So normally what happens is you get from TT1 to TT10. So from TT1 to 5 is all people in wheelchairs. Then
right.
from TT6 to TT10 is all people that can stand. So TT10 is actually the highest number, I would say, of your ability to move on the table. So yeah, I'm playing TT10 now for a couple of years, and so far it's been good.
Yeah, and the thing that stood out for me about that story of yours is, I mean, so there was a stabbing and that led to a disease, and for many people that's kind of the end of the road. They get sucked into almost this vacuum of self pity and despair and self-inflicted depression, and they just don't find the means to be able to lift themselves up out of that. Your story is I wouldn't say unique, but it's different from most, though, where you said, you know what, I'm not able to do what I set out to do, but my new dream is as achievable and is now as important as my previous one. Talk to me about how you found that resolve in yourself to keep going.
Yeah, like you said, it's very. I'll put it as traumatic, and if I think about it, it's very traumatizing. So I always
Hmm.
try to stay positive and to look at things in the bright side. I know a lot of people also motivated me to come back, and they always wanted to see me play again. So yeah, a stressful time, and I didn't know what I was gonna do with my life. Where do I go? What do I do now? I'm also just a normal human being. I didn't study or anything like that, to be honest with you. And then yeah, I just gave my shot. And I said to myself, you know what, just get up and you have to get up and do something. And then yeah, from there, I've attended so many tournaments. In 2017, I attended the Taiwan Open, And I actually won the Taiwan Open, and it was like an eye opener to everybody, and everybody was so like, oh wow, did Theo really come back and really achieve this type of thing?
Mm-hmm.
So from there, actually, it was all African games. I ended second. Commonwealth Games, I was semi-finalist. And I think there's still many high hopes for me, you know. And I'm trying to stay positive, although everybody knows I'm from Pontyville and there's a lot of things happening around us. It's also very difficult to stay positive, you know, in the community where I live. But then again, there's always people looking up to me, and especially the kids in my street, everywhere in Pontyville, though. So for me, myself as a person, I need to stay positive so people can see me as a positive role model.
And listen, our communities, particularly the downtrodden ones, the poorer parts of the city, they need these heroes, and they need people like you, as opposed to the gangsters and the drug lords. They need positive role models, and you very definitely are one of those. And somebody who's I see she's sitting there very quietly, but somebody who's been singing your praises. So she came on board here as part of our Olympic desk. Tara Lee, and just couldn't stop. I mean, she was like on a one-person crusade to get you on air with us. What stood out about Theo's story for you, Tara?
For me, it's just the story that he's telling here about in the face of adversity, coming back, being this inspiration. His story, just him being him, is an inspiration. And to see him be the only South African qualifying there for the Paralympics for table tennis, it was such a special story. I was like, we have to tell the story, because he wasn't just representing South Africa, he was representing Cape Town and representing Bontas. And this is important. And like he said, he wants to be that positive role model. And I think that he is. He definitely is a powerful story to kids who or anybody who feels, you know what, there's some challenges in my life right now. And then you look at Theo Cogill, to say that he's had challenges is an understatement. And here he's coming, he's thriving, he's being brilliant at what he's doing. And I just love that about the story. And that's why I was like, we need to get him on breakfast. We need to tell his story. More people need to know about him, and more people need to know about our para athletes and our Paralympians. We need to follow all athletes. And I love these stories that we don't always see in sports bulletins. I love to tell those stories, and I really enjoyed following your journey, Theo, during the Paralympics and before, of course.
All right, so she's your praise singer officially. If you needed to shout, you got to play. That's the person. That's the person right there. Okay, onto matters a lot more, I suppose, urgent. What's Christmas look like in the Cogill household? What's happening? Father Christmas, has he been there yet? What gaat aan, meneer?
No, it's it's December, and normally we do have tournaments, but unfortunately not now in this time. So yeah, a bit of time with the family and with my daughter, etc. And then looking forward to 2022. And I think I should also mention that I'm also playing in the able-bodied national team. So I do travel with the able bodies as well. So I'm in the para and in the in the able body.
He swings both ways, as they say. All right. Fantastic stuff. You and your family and just everybody in your life, we wish you just all the very best for the new year. May you have a blessed and safe festive season. May the spirit of the season just grab you and throw its arms around you, and just enjoy the downtime, and looking forward to the hard work next year, mate.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. It means a lot, eh?
All right, there we go. He's one of our superstars. I mean, that is the term. His name's Theo Cogill, from Bontyville to the world, as they say, taking his talent to some of the biggest sporting arenas around the globe. He's a table tennis player, but more than that, he's an inspiration. He's a living legend to people in